I think one of the things that inspired me to focus on preservation, there are two things. One is it's what our organization does. It's one of our, in addition to education, we are sort of unpeeling and discovering and creating an approach to preservation, or not, and it became very clear to me, and I think because of the long experience that my organization has had with the notion of preservation, that there isn't one approach. And this is why I thought that, as you and I sort of teased out what we would talk about.
Yeah.
But one of the things that before we go on from Great Dixter, I just wanted to say was that Fergus said very clearly, and I see these gorgeous photographs, and when I met Fergus in Atlanta and he was speaking for us, he said, if we just preserve Great Dixter in aspic, and we just take the plant list and keep replanting it, we have destroyed what Great Dixter was. It was a garden of experimentation. And it struck me that there is an entirely different notion of how you take the spirit of a place and with Great Dixter. And although I don't think he of course has these fantastic photographs where he shows how much it does change, but it changes around a series of assumptions and a series of beliefs.
Of values and
what Christopher was about, yes.
And attitudes and
Yes.
But the thing about Great Dixter as well, James, is it shows how hard it is as well, because you have this genius Fergus who spent 15 years with this, and I think Great Dixter, Kifskate is the other one where you have, people know Kifskate, where you have 3 generations of the same family, where there's a kind of, what's the word, an understanding that's very gently passed on, and I think it's much harder to wring it out in, and Alejandro with Bob Dash, I think it's quite hard to force that onto a place in a more structured institutional relationship. But Great Dixter, and shows, Alejandro said earlier, it shows that it can be done.